Hello, this is Eneli, your Abundant Life Coach. It is such a thrill to be with you again today and to be talking about the subject of transformation. Seriously, when we think of what we've experienced this year, and I happen to be recording this in 2020, just in case you're watching it in a different year, if there is ever a time when we needed to transform, we needed to figure out how do we get out of this situation and go into something better, it would be right now. But what sometimes happens when you're being bombarded, it feels like from all sides, is that feeling of just wanting to crawl into a hole, right? And to just cover your head and to just hope it goes away. It's that sense of paralysis, it's that sense of hopelessness, it's that sense of, well, I just don't think anything is going to change, so what's the point? But I am here to tell you that you are the point. Your life is the point. The reason for which you were born is the point. And it doesn't matter what we're facing or what you are facing as an individual. I want you to see everything you're experiencing as motivation or a tool for your transformation. In other words, look at everything that shows up in your life as an invitation to become an even better version of yourself. And that requires transformation. So today I want to talk about excuses versus results. Right? You have probably heard this saying before. You can have excuses or you can have results. You can't have both. Now, those of you who are really into philosophy will say, well, you know what? You can have both because an excuse brings about a certain result, and so you're still getting a result. You know what we mean. We're basically saying the results that you truly desire in your life. So I can have the excuse of, I just don't have time to write. Right? And the result would be, I just don't write. And if I don't write, I never get those words that are percolating in my spirit out into the world. And because I never get them out into the world, I never find out what that book could or could not, it could have done in the world. Like who it could have impacted, what change it could have brought about in people's lives. And then maybe what change it could bring in my life because, hey, all of a sudden it becomes a bestseller. But I was holding on to my excuses so I couldn't get the results, right? Think of all the different things that we make excuses about when it comes to really doing the work to transform our lives. So it's like, hey, I grew up poor, we've always struggled, there's always more month than paycheck, and you stay there. It's always how it's been. This is all I know. It's a struggle life, right? It's a hard knock life. And that's what you believe, and that's where you stay, and you don't ever say, okay, what will it take to transform? What will it take to get out of this rut? What will it take to disrupt this pattern and to create a new pattern? What will it take to transform? And I want to tell you, friends, that one of the first things you have to decide is that you want results instead of your excuses. That regardless of all the reasons, legitimate reasons you have for saying, I can't do this, it's too hard, it'll take too much, I don't have what it takes, that regardless of all those legitimate excuses, reasons, right? That you say, it's either I hold on to these reasons, these excuses, or I let go of them and I take hold of what's possible. I take hold of that pathway to my transformation. But that's a decision you've got to make internally. Because let me tell you this, anything great that you want to achieve, any way that you see yourself transforming or what you see yourself becoming, is going to require a price. It's going to, everything it comes at a price. And you've got to decide, I'm willing to pay that price. Or you can settle for your excuses. The choice is yours, but I tell you, it is time for you to transform.